We're going to start with this session with our legs up the wall. And this is a really nice way to end a day. So if you've had a long, busy day, or if you've been traveling, or if you're overwhelmed or exhausted, get your legs up. There's a few contraindications for legs up wall. Pregnancy is all right really if you have a lift under the lower back, but it might feel uncomfortable. A heavy period, not for too long. And unmedicated high blood pressure, I wouldn't stay up too long either. So get yourself to a wall, and if you haven't got a wall, just fling your legs over a sofa or a dining room chair. You don't need to straighten them if you're doing the chair option, but the legs are still going to be higher up anyway. And I always like a little blanket underneath my lower back, and you might like a blanket under your head as well. So get yourself in this beautiful restorative pose. Once your legs are up, you want to have the knees, so whether you're bent-kneed over chair or legs straight up, you want the knees above the hips. If you like the little lift under your sacrum, which is the variation I enjoy, it lifts the hips higher than the shoulders, so that's optional. A little blanket or cushion can help with that. You also want to roll the shoulders down and back, tuck the chin in, and then open the arms a little wider from your sides and close your eyes. As you pause in this legs up wall pose, feel the worries of your day begin to drain away. If you imagine a mountain and the rain is falling, the rain flows downward and washes with it any debris from the mountain. So feel as you relax, your energy is flowing downwards like the rain on that mountain. And as it flows down from your feet all the way through your legs, pelvis, and all the way through to your crown, you're releasing not only the worries of today or the tension and the stress, but you're also releasing identifying with them. We worry and we stress, but then that becomes who we are. So you sense a true letting go into your expansive nature of awareness. Feel yourself sinking into the ground, being held in a beautiful, supportive and nourishing way. And let your belly be open and responsive to the breath. Gentle belly breaths. Soften the corners of your eyes, your jaw, and relax your back into the ground. We'll stay here for roughly 2 more minutes. Feeling the gentle undulation of movement in your tummy as you breathe. You're being really open to thoughts such as impatience or wanting to get going. Try and honor this moment as a place of deep rest, giving you the space to unwind from your day. Taking 3 more breaths here. And as you finish that 3rd breath, whether your legs are on a chair or not, we'll all do the same thing. So stretch the right arm behind you, bend your knees if they're straight, and roll to your right, resting your head on that right arm. Taking a pause on your side for a moment before we continue. Now slowly use your left hand to push yourself up. Coming to your mat, we're doing another supportive pose with the legs out. So if you've got your chair, you could use your chair. If you've got a dining room chair and you were using it, then it could be between your legs here. But otherwise, grab a bolster or some cushions, bring them between the legs, maybe a blanket or a block. Create a nice little pile close to your tummy and come into a little lean-to. So both the legs up wall and any kind of forward bend. You could be in a child's pose, a cross-legged forward bend, or this wide-legged one, or even the legs together. It doesn't really matter. But the energy of the forward bend draws you inward. And so wherever you are, come into a forward bend without force. Keep it fairly relaxed, and you might like to hold your head in your hands. Find your own way. Don't get caught up in your mind of trying to get the perfect pose or having an expectation of what you think it should look like. Just take yourself into that forward bend and then be with it in body, so sensing the sensations of your physical form. Be with it in energy, noticing the movement of breath. Be with it in mind, sensing thoughts and reactions to the shape. And then be with it with awareness. Awareness watching the impermanence of all things, body, breath, mind, and realizing that that is not your true reality. The true reality is the permanence of awareness, the unchanging nature of yourself. When you feel yourself soften, you can go deeper, but again, there's no force, and you're not doing it because you're trying to be something different. We'll stay there for about 2 more minutes. And keep returning to trying to touch base with awareness. This awareness is always there. We've just lost touch with it. So the more you touch in, the easier it becomes to connect. Notice if you're over-identifying with something, whether that's feeling stiff and thinking, oh, I'm so stiff, or whether that's frustration in the mind, maybe boredom, I wish I was doing something else, notice that. Whether it's, thinking of dinner or breakfast later, I just want to eat something. We get caught up in these thoughts and they become our reality, when in fact they're just projections in the mind. They move, they change, and we become unsteady because of them. About half a minute left. Now gently rise. You will use these cushions and bolsters again, but move them out the way, fingers under knees, and bring those legs closer to shake out. We'll finish off this 3-postured practice with a supportive bridge pose. So you want your quite a chunky bolster, or maybe you've got a brick or a couple of blocks, so you could use either one. But you just lie down on your back with your blocks and bits and bobs ready by your side. Once you're down, tuck your feet in, lift up and slide your block or bolster under your back. You don't have to come up into the highest variation of bridge. It's just a subtle thing. But the feet stay under the knees. And then you want to relax the weight of your pelvis into whatever you're resting on. If you've got something small and there isn't much of a lift, then I would definitely roll over, sit up and find maybe another cushion so that there is a little height off the ground. Move the arms so the palms face the sky and feel the opening of the front line of your body. Close the eyes and drop inward. Sense an opening in your heart, so coming to your heart. And when we get caught up in the unsteady mind, the judgment, the criticism, the over-identifying with thoughts or feelings, the heart shuts itself down from the truth, the reality of who we are. So as we start to open more into presence, the heart will open and flower. And life becomes joyful in that experience. So bring your mind into your heart and simply sense the joy of being. Not the joy of doing, but the joy of being. Right now, as you are, in this moment. There's no need to strive, of having to plan more adventures, of having to organize or arrange anything, or sort out certain relationships with people. None of that right now matters. Right now all that matters is you with yourself, resting your awareness in your heart and sensing the joy of being with yourself in this moment. We'll stay here for about 1 more minute. Try to relax into the cushions, not gripping the glutes or the belly, just letting go of the hold. Now after this next breath, your cushions, depending on what you're actually on, will go behind the back of your knees. If you're on a block, move them out to the side. But otherwise, lift your bottom and slide your bolster or cushions down to the backs of the knees. Lay them out like a shavasana. Maybe use a blanket under your head as support. Palms out by your side, a short mini relaxation. Just let go into the earth. Feel the weight of your body dropping down. If you live in a garden, you can sense your own garden. But if you have your favorite place in nature that you go to regularly, I want you to imagine the transient of change that constantly takes place. Like right now, we can see the spring buds coming through on the trees, some of the Florals are coming through, the little daffodils and white snowdrops. So sensing that there's a lot of activity going on. But if you fast forward your brain and think of the summer, and then the autumn, and then the winter, and then again the spring, there's continual movement, shift and change and growth and release and decay and freshness. Just sensing this transience of all things. And we are no different. Yet somehow we hold on to our youth. We hold on to certain experiences. We try and keep something which is impermanent, permanent. And this leads to distress and unsteadiness in the mind. So can you let yourself go now into awareness? Awareness is unchanging. Everything else changes. And let yourself rest in that for about a minute or so. And you can choose to stay here for as long as you like. If you have time, continue to rest in this way. If you're ready to release though, you wiggle the fingers and toes. You bend your knees and roll to your side, using your hands to push you up. And you sit up just briefly to end the practice. Just resting a hand on your tummy and a hand on your heart, and just honoring the changing nature of your body, but not over attaching to it or identifying with it. It's like my body is my temple. It changes, but my awareness is unchanging.